Hello and welcome to the shit show, the first episode of the Jack and Joe podcast. We are the same hosts that hosted a couple months ago. Well, started anyways a couple months ago. The Orcast, and now have rebranded for obvious reasons as to why.
No, I can't think of anything.
Are you sure it's not like
No.
dissolved or gone?
Nah, we just decided to do something a little different,
Yeah, we wanted to spice it up, I think, and change up the name. But all the graphics that you'll see on screen, as well as if you're listening to this on Spotify, is done by our lovely friend Clouds, who was also designer on the team at the time. Fabulous work from him, so applauds to him for doing all that. Yay!
He did a great job.
Absolutely fabulous job. I literally gave him the color scheme, and I was like, I like red, and I like white, and I like black. I was like, fabulous colors, and he's like, sure. Did this stuff, asked if geometrics were fine. I was like, sure, go ahead. And he kind of pulled this out of his butt, and I was like, this is fabulous. I love every bit of it.
Does geometrics mean shapes?
Yeah.
That just clicked in my head. I was like, geometric sounds like geometry.
Because he put like little
has to do with
squares
shapes
and stuff, right? Like little lines and
Yeah.
squares. And
that hurt my brain. Like when you said geometrics, I was like I laughed when you told me the first time, and I was like, what does that mean? This whole time, that's what I've been thinking of. I'm glad.
This is the United States education, geometric, and I learned all my terms in French too. I don't know.
I would like the record to show I failed math like 3 years straight. Okay, they had no right pushing me out of high school when they did, but here I am.
Really? Well,
yeah.
And I sucked at math too. I was better in languages, I think.
Same. Languages, history, and geography.
True. I love geography. I think everybody loves geography. It's such an easy thing. It's just maps. Maps.
Yeah, you just remember stuff. That's it.
Yeah, just a memory game where everything is. At least I didn't have to study where all the 51 states were.
51? There's only 50.
50? You guys have a lot.
Yeah, there's a metric heck. I can swear now. Like, right? I can say swear words.
Now.
There's a metric fuck ton of states. All right. And it gets really complicated when you've got so many that are spelled it. Because same like Missouri, Mississippi, Michigan, all MI, but they've all got to be abbreviated differently because you don't want to get confused when you're looking at the map. And so you're just like, okay, you just give up. Like, I don't understand why Pennsylvania is PA when it should be PE because the E is after the P. Right?
Yeah, I've been learning because of obviously this is gonna be posted on Sunday, but this is Friday night. And obviously, my eyes have been glued to this election. So I've been looking at the map and seeing like all the abbreviations of all the states and stuff. You guys have it really weird. I don't know.
I don't like it. I hate it here.
Why don't you just move? Move out of your own country.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I remember I was one of those guys that like when Trump won the first time, I was like, I'm leaving. And my family at the time was like, where? Because I was like super rooted in a job and stuff. I was like, shit, you right? You're right.
Where to go.
So I stayed.
Yeah. Now I think it's right now in terms of what is happening. Biden flipped 2 states this morning. So Pennsylvania and Georgia were the 2 that were flipped this morning to blue. Mm-hmm. And those states keep counting. I think they're going to have a recount in Georgia because it's so tight. So I don't know the outcome of the elections. Maybe future Jackie will know in terms of who won. But it really looks like it's Biden. And a lot of people are not happy, including Trump. And I don't think he's going to leave peacefully, which is going to be a very dangerous game to play.
Like, you got to think he's already got all the stuff against him now that people want him thrown in jail for, right? But then if he doesn't leave when he has to, he's actually going to go to jail or prison or whatever is the worst of the 2. And at this point, I'm just like, look, I just want to know who's going to win. But Georgia's for sure going to have a recount. I don't think Nevada is going to need one.
I think you need
Pennsylvania
to
might.
be within like a certain number of votes, right? Like,
it's supposed to be like when you look at it on Google, like I think there's somewhere where it's like 49.6 and the other one is like 49.3. Those states warrant a recount because they're within 0.5% of winning. So if it's within 0.5%, you can get a recount on them.
But don't you have to pay for the recount? Isn't he like dumping like $3 million to have Wisconsin or something recount?
I have no idea. I just know. I just want to know who wins at this point, man. It's been like, what day is it? It's been 3 days. yeah, and we're probably not gonna know till like next week now. Like everyone was like,
Yeah,
yes, we'll know by Friday. Friday's come, and
nothing yet,
not
and
looking too.
it's
It's not looking too good.
all the flip states though have been turning blue, which is a positive or a negative, however you want to look at it. Whatever side you're on, I'm gonna try and stay unbiased as possible. But as a Canadian whose country's very socialist, I think my opinion on the winner here is pretty obvious, or
Yeah,
or who I would vote for if I was a part of this. If I could put down my own ballot. And
yeah, you vote
attention.
Kanye.
Oh yeah, 100%. What was the other one? Joe something. Joe
I don't know. I just know Biden,
Jurgensen.
Trump, Kanye was all like it was all I cared about. Between my state and Kentucky, he got like 26,000 votes. And I'm like, there's no way.
Yeah,
There's-
no. But those states have been known to be red anyway, so it's really surprising for Arizona to flip as well. And for I think Georgia was typically red as well. So
Obama won it one year, but he didn't. I think he won it his first year, but the second year he did not win it. Like his the second election, he didn't win it. I could be wrong though. I am dumb. I couldn't vote in that election. I was
yeah,
like 14, so
too young. Mr. Obama. However, one thing that I think that everybody wanted is the amount of memes that came out of the election.
it's hitting different. TikTok been on fire today.
Yeah, TikTok has posted so much
TikTok
stuff.
hitting.
Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of TikTok as well. It's like a really fun. I've always been addicted to any short form video content. So like Vine, for example, I've been so addicted when that was out for a bit, and then same thing with TikTok. I'm super addicted to that. You get lost in scrolling. You can scroll for hours. It's fabulous. I absolutely love it, without a doubt.
I hate that TikTok has a warning now. If you've been swiping for too long, they give you an ad. They're like, "How would you get it? Go get up, get some snacks, get some
Really?
food, get some water, and then come back later." I get the heck off my screen as fast as possible. Let me go back to the renegade.
No, it's I absolutely love TikTok, and the memes that have come out of it because of the elections are hilarious.
Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss all around. So, and even like Twitter, when that election, I remember when we were all watching. So it was me, Joseph, Aries, who I'm pretty sure was on the podcast before,
Mhm.
and who else was there? Ben was there, and
Yeah.
Savannah,
Nina was there as well.
Nina as well. Yeah, Nina was there as well, and we were all watching the elections together. We were watching Ludwig. Shout out Ludwig. But we were
Gang,
all
gang.
watching the elections and looking at the maps and stuff the first night. So we got to see the first states that turned red or blue that night, and kind of seeing which ones were first confirmed and whatnot. I stayed up so late that night. I was so exhausted the next morning going into work. It was like next level. I usually don't stay up late, and anybody can tell you that. I'm very much a grandmother. Yeah, at soul. So nobody, even when I get up, Joseph, sometime, I don't know if he's fixed his sleep schedule, but
I
typically,
fixed it. I wouldn't be awake right now.
true, very true. But typically, the past week or so, every time that I got up in the morning, because I wake up 7 a.m. ish, him and Aries would still be playing and up and running around and stuff. You literally flip for like an Australian time zone for a bit. It was so weird.
It sucked. It sucked. This whole week, like there was a point where I fixed it, and I fixed it for a whole 24-hour period, and then the next day it was garbage again, and I was like, because I got up, I was like, yeah, I could do like a stream at a normal time. And then I go to bed, and I wake up at like 10 p.m. Like I slept for like 2 hours. I was like, there's no way this is happening again, and I couldn't fall back asleep. So
Oh
yesterday,
no.
it was awful. And then yesterday, Aries and I both kind of fixed ours because we've been on the same shit schedule for 2 weeks.
Yeah, we
I
guys.
woke
Yeah.
up, yeah, because we've been spending all of our time together because everybody just loves me. But I I woke up. I saw that it was like still a weird time. I can't remember what time it was, but I had to force myself to go back to bed 3 separate times. Like, I was like, "Man, I could just get up and play Animal Crossing or something right now." And I was like, "Nope, gotta sleep." So I had to keep forcing myself over and over again to go to sleep. And then I woke up at 5 AM, and I was like, "We did it, boys. We made it."
So you're going to bed soon then? If you were up at 5 a.m., are you tired? Do you feel tired?
No, I feel good now because 'cause I've, like, eaten a full meal, I've been
Oh, okay,
drinking
good.
water, but I had my first ever sleep paralysis episode,
Oh my gosh. Do
and
tell, please.
I was on my back, and the feeling was that, like, you know that feeling when, like, your limbs are asleep, right? When you're sitting in your chair or whatever for a long time and your ankle falls asleep,
Yeah.
and then when you go to move it, it's, like, really weak.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like, and I like, in my head, I knew what was happening because I had just read like, watched something about it on TikTok, and I'm like, "I wonder if that's what's triggered me to wake up right now or something." And I was like, "There's a good chance I'm about to see some spooky shit, so I need to
Yeah.
either snap out of it or fall asleep." And I fell asleep, but in my head, for whatever reason, like these last 2 or 3 days, I've been thinking, I was like, "Did I see something spooky?" Because like, there's this specific thing that I'll see, like a weird, scary thing, like when I'm just daydreaming throughout the day, and I'm
Mhm.
like, "I definitely saw something spooky, but I treated it like it was a dream, so I don't remember it completely." So now I'm just scared to sleep. I just wanna
Yeah.
fall asleep on my stomach, so that way if there's something spooky, my eyes are closed, and I'm down like this. So
Yeah.
I can't see you, you can't see me.
I think I had one experience like that where, but it wasn't anything spooky at all. I just felt like I think it was more like lucid dreaming almost, but not really because you feel like you're awake and you want to try and move, but you can't. Like you're conscious, but I couldn't open my eyes. So that was like kind of a blessing at the same time. So I couldn't
Mhm.
see anything spooky because for one, I registered in my mind. I can't, my eyes are closed. I can't see anything. So even if I wanted to think of looking at something, I know that it would be fake because I was like awake enough to realize that, but I couldn't move my body. So I was just kind of like staying there for like 5 minutes, just kind of laying in bed, not sure what the hell's happening. And then I think I finally woke up, or I completely went to bed. Again, like I can't remember much, but I know that I didn't see much at all, if not anything. So I was just like, I just unconscious but awake at the same time. So it's like that's what I feel like. I feel like that's how you would feel like in a coma, where you can understand things happening around you, but you can't do anything about it. Because I've heard of like a lot of people waking up from comas that have that same story where they can retell an exact thing that
Yeah.
like a doctor said or like a nurse said. So it's like kind of freaky at the same time, but
Like, imagine you're in the coma and you hear them say that they're gonna pull the plug and you can't say or do anything about it, and you're just like,
I would have been if I know that I've been in a coma for a long time. Take me out, man. Like that's not a life to live. That's personally
"Your
my
quality of
decision,
life is
obviously.
zilcho."
Yeah, because
You
if
gotta
I
put that in your
knew,
will then.
I could probably write a will in case I don't know, I get hit by like a semi truck or something.
I had one for a while, but I don't think it's valid anymore. I think there's, like, a limit on it or something? I don't
What
remember.
it like expires?
I don't know, like, my life
Wacky
insurance
faggot.
made me I don't know. My life insurance made me write it. I didn't know anything about it. I was, like, 21, and I was like, "Yeah, okay, I guess." Like, 'cause I don't know. I never wrote one before. I didn't plan on dying anytime soon.
Yeah, so you're like,
So, but it was only through the insurance company, so I should probably look
your
into that.
insurance company made you write a will?
Yeah, how they roped us in was we were getting child safety kits for our kids, which was if someone ever took them,
Yeah.
we would have, like, the thing. I don't remember it anymore because 'cause it's been, like, 4 years, but, um, then a life insurance sales agent came, and I'm like, "Wait a minute. You're here for more than the child safety kit, aren't you?" And they were like, "Yes, I am." And then I ended up with really expensive life insurance. I canceled a year
Oops.
later. It's
Oops.
expensive. Everything here is expensive.
Holy.
This water, 3.99. I'm just kidding. I don't know how much the water was, but America.
America, everything's expensive. And I think the only insurance I have is like car insurance. I should really get health insurance though at the same time. But it's
I can't
pretty
afford
expensive.
that here.
The health insurance is like dental and like my eyeballs because my eyeballs for some reason I hate though that this has become a norm. Like this isn't even what I want it to be. Like I don't want to be blind. Like I literally like when I take off my glasses, I have such a hard time seeing things.
Mhm.
Everything's a blur to me, so I can barely see anything without them. So it sucks that like I have to pay for these glasses.
You gotta pay to fail a test.
Yeah, you have to pay because your genetics said no. Same thing when I got braces, my teeth were fucked up. Although that is very much like an aesthetic thing. Like I could have like messed up teeth for the rest of my life if I wanted to, but my mom was like, "Here, have these braces," and I was like, "Absolutely."
Pain.
Yeah, it was the biggest insecurity as a kid. Like they were, Joseph, you don't understand how messed up they are. I don't let anybody see my pictures
Hmm.
before ninth grade because of that.
Yeah, that sucks. Like obviously, I don't have the straightest smile in the world. Like I have two teeth that you can't really see that are pushed back. Like if what like I've noticed it on clips when I stream. When I tilt my head back because I'm laughing, you can see it. I
Yeah.
couldn't afford braces as a kid, so they're all like they're like it's like obviously there's a lot of people who've had it worse than me, so I'm really thankful in that aspect. But like half of my front tooth is fake, and because they didn't clean it out right when I got my root canal, it's gray to an extent. And
Oh.
I'm like, yeah, but like teeth stuff is so expensive. I'm like, dang, dude, like like I've settled on being ugly for the rest of my life. Like I had to. It's expensive, okay?
Being beautiful is expensive unless you have like the genetics of a god.
Can't relate.
You know, like
Lost my hair at 20. I don't know.
pretty
I don't know.
feels bad. But today, I think the main part of the conversation that I wanted to take up for this podcast is the DMCA, the famous DMCA happening in within the Twitch verse at the moment. For you guys who don't know, me and Joseph, I kind of started streaming again on Twitch. I'm like, I kind of do it when I want to.
Hmm.
When I have something stupid to do on stream, like the last couple streams, I either taught people how to edit, which is not stupid, very fabulous, great skill to learn, by the way, if you want to get into content creating. But it also filled my room up with balloons and stuff. So,
That's pretty pog.
just stuff. And then Joseph, obviously,
I stream a lot.
you stream
It's exhausting.
a lot, like long hours too. I'm very surprised.
I'll
Like I
bang out
could,
like the 3 to 4 hour ones. I feel more than the 10 hour ones because the only time I ever go really really long is when I'm having a really good time. I'll do like the shorter ones when it's like a just like a normal stream or like I'm just like out of it or I'm exhausted or something. But like the 10 hour ones, I'll be having great games and chat's
ah,
been popping, so I can't tell. I'm like, dang, I should probably go to bed.
really, I could never do 10 hour. I think max I can do is probably 4. I think a good 4 hours is good. But
Come on, do a 24.
this is one thing that like I've come to terms with myself is I don't think I will ever do a 24 hour. It's not worth it.
How much money would it take? Everybody has a dollar amount for
I don't think
everything.
it's
How
a
much would
dollar
it take?
amount. I think the activity in chat. I need to be constantly stimulated. I think I'm like a goldfish. I got the attention span of a goldfish. I need to constantly be like stimulated by things. So I feel like if I had to do 24 hour, I think chat's got to be popping that
Mhm.
entire 24 hours for me to be worth doing. I gotta be famous.
Yeah, I was gonna say at that point you'd have to have like big boy, like a big boy brand, you know.
Yeah, like a 10K average viewer stream would be really nice. 24.
I did one a while ago, like last year, not last year, like really early this year. And it was pretty cool because that was the first time I ever sat at 20 viewers because when you advertise you're going to do a 24-hour stream, people eat that up and they
Oh
want to
yeah,
come and see if you're really going to do it. And like I did it and like about halfway through, it was me and my mods. That's all I had. And
yeah.
Nina, her and I just met and she stayed with me from start to finish.
Oh my
Um
gosh.
yeah, and like at the end for an hour, I played marbles on stream. Anyone who knows me knows I hate playing that because it gets really difficult to like just for me, I can't really entertain when I do it.
Yeah.
But everybody who was there at the start, all of them flood back in at the end to catch the end of it, and I was like, "Woo!
Thank
Never doing
you.
that
Good night.
again."
Yeah.
And now I owe two of them because I opened my mouth. So
Yeah. That's fine. I don't think I would ever do it unless chat is like hella popping the entire time. Because then I wouldn't be able to do it. I think I'm very good when it comes to conversations with chat. So I feel like, and that's why I'm leaning more into now IRL content or just chatting content. Basically, I think it's way better than gaming because nobody gives a shit when I'm gaming. Basically, so I've come to accept that. Basically, I'm not Shroud and I'm not Ninja and I'm not Nick Merck. So I can't pull the same views as them. But DMCA. I actually did some studying a little bit before this podcast because I like to get kind of informed on for one what's going on to make sure that like I can be as accurate as possible. So fingers crossed, I am in some of these information in terms of what it is. Because I've had somebody, I can't remember who, when I mentioned about this podcast and like talking and like discussing topics and whatnot, and he's like, "Oh yeah, talk about like all the DMCA stuff." And this happened back in like October, and when the first wave kind of hit, and then there's like claims, or I don't think it was necessarily strikes yet. I think the one
Mhm.
just recently had strikes and even a ban that was made because of DMCA. But basically, the music industry is cracking down on Twitch, and Twitch was not ready, even though they should have prioritized this years ago. YouTube prioritized this years ago on their own platform when they came down to discussing how to protect their creators. So, like, for example, copyright claims are one thing. So you get demonetized, but you don't get a strike on your channel. And you typically, when you get 3 strikes on your channel, you get banned. And I think if you get 2, you get some restrictions in terms of what you can do with the platform with it as well. So it's like not fun to get a strike at all. I don't think anybody would enjoy it. But I think YouTube has done a much better way because, for one, they created their own algorithm when catching all these songs, which is like super fun. Like if you're playing Kanye in the back, well, they'll catch it and they'll
Mhm.
automatically make it even how do you say it in English? Like illegible?
Legible?
Not illegible. Like it's not even going to be posted in some of the countries.
Oh,
What is the word? Like,
I don't know. What? Like, I just know when it pops up that it can't go in countries, just as it's restricted.
yeah, it's restricted basically in like multiple countries. Um, where the hell was my brain going?
They have their own system,
Yeah, they have their own
and
system. They poured like thousands and thousands of dollars to develop it too. I think it's, still needs some work, but I think it's gotten really close and really good in terms of protecting their creators and creators being able to dispute some of the things. Because usually, sometimes, like I got hit with one of those where it just like I don't think it was a strike, but it was a claim, and I knew I was in the right, and I disputed it. And usually, it's like these bots or like these people that just try and like, I don't know why it was going after me. I'm super relevant, but these bots that go after you are these companies, these small companies trying to get like $1, I guess, out of you, and they put down a claim on my channel, and I was like, you wrong, and I disputed it, and then it went away, and I was like, okay. Because usually they don't want to take it up to court anyways, because it's a lot of money, certainly for these little ones that are trying to claim shit. You're like, Chief, I don't think you want to go there.
I've got a DMCA strike from Twitter, but nowhere else. Yeah, so I was playing a VR game, and I was beating up Kylo Ren with a lightsaber,
Okay.
and I got a strike for music that wasn't playing, and I was too scared to do anything about it. So now I just have a strike on my Twitter, and if I get another one, I lose my Twitter.
And Joseph!
I was scared. They were like, court this, that. I was like, ah! I'm sorry. I
Well,
was
you know the
scared,
song's
dude.
not playing. Why wouldn't you fight it and be like? Because usually, if you just press dispute, I don't know for Twitter though. I don't know the logistics of it, but I know for YouTube, if you dispute it twice, then that's when it could get dicey. But the first dispute
Mhm.
is basically like to weed out the actual legit people from the not
Yeah.
so legit people, right? For the most
Yeah.
case, anyways, because I have read some or even watched some stories of like it being really fucked up. So
Did you see Devin Nash today, the thing he tweeted about how even if you delete your clips, Twitch still has them? Because
yeah.
that was actually scary.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I
I went
actually,
through
yeah,
today.
I actually want to
I'm
get
sorry?
into that as well. Go ahead.
Like, I was gonna say, like, today, I actually I was like, all right, whatever. I'm just gonna, because like most of my clips don't have copyright music on them because I play like tactical shooters, so I don't have them on all the time.
Yeah.
But I was like, for the handful that are going to have it, I might as well just download them and get rid of, because I don't have it as bad as everyone else.
No.
Where like Nick Merckx was forced to, like Nick Merckx and Tim the Tatman had to get rid of thousands of clips and tons of VODs and
Pokemon,
stuff.
Courage,
Yeah.
XQC. The big guys literally had to get rid of about 6, 7, 8, 9 years of just content just out the window.
Yeah, like, obviously, they probably had saved it before they got rid of it, depending
Mm,
on what it was. Or, like, because obviously, I know a lot of them have teams and stuff to help them, but, that was pretty scary to see because like, even if you think you're safe, Twitch is just like, "LOL, no." Like,
yeah.
the link still exists, and his clip was still there. I was like, "Oh, boy, that's not a good thing."
Yeah, and I feel like every new week there's been new information that pops up. Like certainly that whole thing where even if you delete, even if you delete a clip that might have a copyrighted song or something, it's still in their database. So even if it's non-existent technically on the platform, it's still being able to get flagged by these copyright um infringement companies, whatever the fuck.
Mhm.
So it sheds a new light because you're like, oh shit, like even if I do delete it, some things might not even be safe in terms of that. And I was looking deeper into it, and actually what I was listening to was Devin Nash talking about with a lead developer, not a developer, but developer, but I forgot his name. But he kind of broke down a little bit on how these companies get a copyright system and whatnot in place. And that's why YouTube has their own, and they're kind of able to control it that way because usually with the law, you have to somewhat be complacent when it comes to, copyright infringements and whatnot on the platform for like Twitter, for example, as well. You have to be able to kind of protect their rights as well. YouTube invested thousands of dollars into making something that could catch it for them instead of the company doing it. Because if it's the company doing it, then it's dangerous. Because then it gets so much harder to control at that point. And with YouTube being able to control it, they can try and avoid lawsuits that could happen to Twitch now, because now that we thought that we were able to delete all these clips and all these VODs that we had. Now if you try and delete it, it's still stored in the database, so you know that Dr. Disrespect clip is still somewhere where he's in the bathroom. It's still somewhere in that database. Even though it was deleted. Or
Yeah.
that whole VOD was deleted nonetheless. Which
Yeah, but
also
he's been, like,
infringes.
vaporized, though.
Yeah. And also like infringes on the fact that like the other thing is obviously us unknowingly knowing that their saving data is pretty much against rights for ourselves, which means Twitch can get sued for this.
Mhm.
Usually when saving data and whatnot, you have to be kind of transparent in terms of that. But by Twitch not being transparent about where the clips are going after they're deleted, we thought are deleted, it could land in a $2 million lawsuit down the road for them. So this boils down to Mr. Daddy Bezos, if he wants to if he wants to try and fight these companies, these music companies that are coming in and and striking these channels. If it's because technically Bezos is losing money running Twitch right now. There's
Mhm.
basically, compared to the rest of what he owns, Twitch is like minuscule to the rest of it. Like, so if it comes down to it, I don't think he would mind pulling a mixer and like shutting everything down if it became too much of a hassle. Um, so that's always something to keep in mind for certainly while this is going, because I don't think this is going to be going anywhere anytime soon. I think this is going to be a
Yeah.
recurring problem for a while until people actually get banned. Because at this point, people have had to delete so much content off of their channels because of it. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's just like it's so kind of scary. So here's the tweet from Devin Nash. Streamers are still being DMCA'd for clips/VODs deleted. Why? They're still on Twitch's server, even if you deleted them below are my deleted clips. Yet there's still one they stored from 2016. We deleted our entire legacy, and Twitch still didn't protect us. So even when we go up and above and beyond to trying to protect ourselves, which I'm gonna have to delete a bunch of stuff probably tonight as well. I think our VODs are automatically deleted anyways as affiliates, so it doesn't matter. But a lot of it boils down to what the heck can we do now? Like,
Go to YouTube. Duh.
yeah. Even then, like Twitch, and that's the argument as well, is like Twitch has built such a strong culture around it.
Hmm.
I think YouTube's gonna have to build in a lot of works down from like Twitch's emotes to the clip system. I don't even think YouTube even has a clip system set up yet at all.
Not that I've seen. I know they have like subs, which is like the channel members and stuff, but I don't think they have a clip system,
I don't even think they
honestly.
have anything like bits either, anything like that.
Mm-mm. Not that I'm aware of, anyway. I just know they have their own version of subs, but that's really it. That's the only similarity the two have. That and you can use the same streaming software, but that's it.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it. And like when you get these strikes, and it's not even claims. I haven't even heard of somebody getting claimed for it, or maybe it's more like a warning that they put out back in March as well, when that first started coming around and people started to take more of a serious notice of it. But basically, if you get 3 strikes on your Twitch channel, it's deleted. Jake and Bake already got a strike on his channel. He's an IRL streamer. And obviously, when you're out and about in the world and you pass through, like, I don't know, like a retail store, their doors are open and Connie is blasting out the door, then you know that you're not safe. And those bots can pick up on that music and you can basically get a strike for it, even though you did not have the intentions to play the song and whatnot. But I think he does have grounds in court in terms of protecting himself in that, versus if someone like XQC played the song on stream when he's vibing out, then that could be grounds for a lawsuit of some sort.
Yeah,
And
because isn't like a lot of Twitch's TOS rules based off of like intent, right? Or at least that was the argument that was made a while ago. Like if like a body makeup paint whatever person accidentally showed something but they didn't have the intention of doing it, they don't get in trouble for it. So couldn't the same argument be made for someone who's just walking by a store that has a song on?
I don't think music companies give that much of a fuck, honestly. I don't think they're like Twitch, right? Twitch is its own entity, but these music companies are the ones that are going to be causing a lot more trouble about it. So I don't think, and if they wanted to right now, they could strike everybody's channel. They already have
Mhm.
bots in the system, as we've seen. They could basically go through, and I've seen this on Devin Nash's stream when he was talking to the developer, who basically there was a bot made where he could search up a random streamer, so you could look up XQC, for example, looks up XQC, checks out what songs he's played in the last hour, exactly when he goes live, so they have an idea. So even if some of these companies who don't even know what the heck Twitch is, they can still figure out and go to his link and check him out. So they recognize streamers. They down to knowing they go live. What songs were played in the past, for example, 6 hours. So you can look up all the songs that were basically, and they all kind of lined down as if like a file. And then you can start copywriting them,
Wow.
striking them basically. So at any moment, these companies can basically flip a switch, and then your channel's basically deleted off the fucking face of existence and the earth, and it's gone.
Well,
So
yeah, see, like, because I think a lot of people, like, when they think about it, they're like, "Oh, there's so many channels on Twitch." I didn't know, like, the bots and stuff were that in depth. Like, I didn't know it'd be that quick and that easy. But I guess it makes sense when you think about it because it knows because like when you've played copyrighted music, it knows what parts of your VOD to mute and what not to mute.
mm-hmm.
So I guess, like, yeah, that makes a lot of
And that
sense
was
now that
like
you say it.
Twitch's feeble attempt in protecting their creators, but obviously that's not the case because you can't mute clips. I don't think clips are muted if there's a copyrighted song. So that's where these music companies can kind of infiltrate and be like, haha, you played this song, fuck you. And
Get
then
rail kicked.
delete your account, not give a fuck. Because these music companies work with some of the top people in the music industry. So like T Swift, Kanye West, like all these huge creator, and we're nothing.
No.
So even some of the top YouTubers and the top streamers, like they don't give a fuck. Like we're nothing to them. So it's just a question of when it's going to happen. And it makes me even think of my own channel and what I want to do with it at this point to kind of try and protect myself or decide to switch platforms or whatever it might be. Because, someone can give you a donation link and it plays a copyrighted song and then you can be deleted off the face of the earth. Right.
Yeah. Like you got to change your alert sounds now. You've got to,
Or even just
like
someone donating a link with a YouTube video to,
oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and then they play it on stream. Like, there
Boom,
goes all
you're
the
done.
fun ideas, all the media share
So like
videos and all that.
when you so like let's like does it work the same like if you're playing like a video game and it has like the song on it, or does that not count because the game has the rights to the song?
No. And it doesn't work like that because the video game has a licensing with the company, so they're able to order, assuming that they have a licensing to have the song played on their video game. So you're not protected by that license. So if you play that song or you play that part of the video game on your stream and it catches it, then you're at fault. And people have been,
Dang.
and people even on YouTube have been striked or claimed because of certain parts of video games where they play copyrighted music and then you get caught in it. So that's why people like who play GTA, they can get caught up in this system because they can get flagged for it.
Son of a bitch. I have way more clips to delete now 'cause I've played a lot of Madden and they have soundtracks. God, son of a bitch.
So yeah,
God.
with licensing, and that works because for people that don't, I work in TV. So when it comes down to licensings, it goes specific to the project. So for example, if I created a show and I license music from Taylor Swift and Taylor Swift plays it or whatever, but I watch it. For example, I'm somebody completely different. I watch my film on stream. Well, I'm not protected, and I'm gonna get flagged anyways because I don't have the same license that the producer had or whatever when it came down
Damn.
to it.
And then, like, I know a lot of artists came out and they were like, "Oh, well, it's okay if you listen to our song. It's okay if you do this, that, and the other thing." How much, unless they own their label or like it's a song not produced under a label or whatever, how much control do they really have over that?
Because it's their own creative, what's the term, not identity, but their own creative work. I think you're safe, and I think that's why independent music owners, when they say stuff like that, you're good, because the record label can't claim them as theirs because they don't have the
Ooh.
rights to it. They'd have to license that music or have the rights given to them to be able to use that music. But they own the rights to their own work.
Mhm.
So and then that goes the same when writing scripts or anything for a TV show. You have the original idea, the basically the piece, and then the producer wants to buy that piece, and then they'll transfer over the rights so that the producer can finally produce the show or the movie or whatever with it. So I think independent music makers are okay personally, and obviously like if they give explicit permission to use it, I think it's okay. I wouldn't see why not.
Oh, I don't know, man. I guess I'm just gonna have to do what you say and just use Ludwig's playlist, man.
Yeah, and those are like really small, like, and it gives them like as well like a kind of like self promotion at the same time, because like Taylor Swift doesn't need self promotion and like Kanye West doesn't need self promotion, but these smaller music producers, like, this could be like a difference between a paycheck or not, right?
Yeah, because what kills me is that like it feels like they treat it like, oh, well, they're spending their Twitch Prime sub on you because of Kanye's song. No, they're definitely not. Like I promise you, they're gonna go on you if they want to listen to the song. They're not even gonna pay for it. They're just gonna go on YouTube and play it anyway.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So it doesn't even matter. So all the money to make a penny off of Twitch, they're gonna try and everything. And it's not like YouTube where you can claim the whole video, right? You can't
yeah,
claim the subs that goes to the streamer. You can't claim the bits that goes to the streamer, and or even the AdSense. Do you take the whole AdSense of the whole stream? What if the streamer doesn't even play ads?
yeah,
So it makes it like a very gray territory, and that's why Twitch should have handled this way back when,
yeah.
to try and protect their creators in that sense. So it's like high key terrifying that at a switch of a button Daddy Jeff can delete Twitch
Yeah,
because it's
because
become too. Because then, what happens if a music or record label goes, oh well, you know what? This isn't good. You guys are, playing music without licensing or proper licensing or whatever. And then they go, all right, I'm gonna drop a $2 million lawsuit. Do you think Jeff is gonna take it? And he's gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna fight for Twitch. Absolutely, the fuck not. He's losing money. He's not gonna fight that. But we
no.
going down the dumpster on that one.
And like what sucks is I feel like a lot of it has to do with COVID and the fact that like artists can't go and do concerts right now, so the record labels are
It could be,
losing
yeah. I don't
money.
know.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know. I guess it's time to start working on building the old YouTube brand.
And that's why when we say, listen, diversify your content, we're not talking out of our assholes, because this is the ultimate question of, if Twitch deleted itself tomorrow, where the hell can we find you? So this is where that comes hand in hand.
You got me on Twitter.
Yeah, on Twitter, you can shit post
Twitter.
for a bit, But that's what it is, right? It's like diversifying your content and kind of solidifying yourself. Also, that one reason to do it, but there's so many reasons other than that to just diversify your content. Why wouldn't you want to do that and grow on other platforms? Because if one platform doesn't work, the other one might. And then again, like, I'm not saying do all platforms at all times. Like, oh my gosh, that's so exhausting. I couldn't imagine doing, and that's why I've just decided to watch TikToks for now. But like, if I have more time, for sure. But like, I want to dedicate my time to Twitch and YouTube at this point, in Twitter, and like just kind of work on this podcast and like, do some background stuff that I'm really excited to talk about when it's finally out, because we're recording it and stuff. But like, so it's like all these things that you have to be kind of conscious of. Is like, if a platform deletes itself tomorrow, what's happening to you? Right? And that's why a lot of people are now posting YouTube videos, and that's like evergreen content that you can you don't have to be live to get views or get followers from that. You can literally post it, and it will forever, as long as you keep it on your channel, get views or have people notice it or whatever it might be. It's constantly there. It's beautiful.
Yeah, like on Twitch, like if I like, it's pretty rare that you get a follow when you're not there. Like unless you're like really really big. And most of the time, the follows when you're not there, like big creators that I followed on Twitch, I went and followed them while they weren't live because I saw a YouTube video about them, or a
Yeah,
YouTube
there
video
you
they made.
go. You see,
Yeah,
everything's connected.
I fell for the trap. Like it was the same thing with Cruz. Didn't really know who she was. Then went to TikTok and found Twitch through there. So like that's how I got to know Shroud. When I first got into CS:GO, I saw him place in a video on YouTube. Boom, Twitch, baby.
Yeah, so it's like, yes, these content feeds into it, and Cruz is such a prime example. I edited for Cruz along with my partner, and what she did was kind of blow up on TikTok, but in that same perspective, it blew up all her other platforms at the same time. And that's an example I love to use because that shows diversifying your content. She was consistently posting on TikTok, posting things that people wanted to watch, and that's the main difference. Is yes, do something you love, because then you won't feel burned out when you're doing it, but also post things that people want to watch. COD was or is such a huge part of TikTok. Most of the time when it wasn't Among Us, when it first started blowing up, it was all COD. All the gaming content was COD. So they built such a huge community within TikTok, and she got to be a part of that and kind of blow up. She's up to 2 million now on TikTok, 2 million followers, and that point, I'm able to see her analytics in YouTube now and see how much she's grown from when we were hired in February to now, and now today, or last month being her biggest month yet, basically. So it's like, it's really fun to see this growth that she's had. And the same thing with Twitch. I think she wasn't averaging too much like a year ago, but look at now, she's averaging 1.5 to 2K every single stream, and she's doing what she's doing is variety basically. So instead of just pinpointing a content and doing Fortnite, people blowing up on that, she's doing everything. So one day she'll do COD, on one day she'll do Phasmophobia, on another day, and she'll play all these different things all the time. So it's really hard to find a target audience, and that's when personality comes in handy. And she's just a super energetic person.
she was playing like she went from playing COD, and I'm not one for single player games, so she was playing Hitman the next day and was still doing like just as well as she does any other stream.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, huh. Because for me, like, I get really ignorant about streaming sometimes. Like, I'll get so scared to play something different that I will play one game into the ground until I'm so burned out, I don't know what to do with myself anymore.
Oh my gosh,
And
really?
yeah, like
Never.
CS:GO, when I was trying to compete, and I was getting pretty decent at the game, I would play that game on stream for 12 hours a day. And sometimes I would be in like 2 or 3 hour queues, and I would just watch YouTube videos in between. And then it got to the point where I was like, I can't do it anymore. I've got to try something else. And then, of course, like I would play something different and I would lose people, but then I would gain people from that game. And then I would go to another one and then I would lose and then gain. And then the ones that you gain and you keep, though, they stick around for like, I swear I could probably just watch paint dry and people would probably hang out for a little while.
Yeah.
Um, so, like, it's wild, though. It's really, like it's interesting because variety's hard. Variety's really hard because you gotta
Mm-hmm.
think you're competing in multiple different categories, not just one,
Mm-hmm.
like a CS:GO streamer would or a Valorant streamer would. They just play that one game all day, and they're just competing with those guys. But when you switch games constantly, like, maybe not every day, but, like, every week or something, you're competing in, like with Cruise Shield was playing COD, then Hitman, and Phasmophobia, like that's a lot. That's a lot of different channels that you're gonna like have to stick
Competing
out
against,
from.
yeah. So, and I think that's what helped also keep her channel alive in that sense of like she has a hand in all those communities because when people browse through those categories, she's at least top 3 rows at that point, right? Or top
Mhm.
4 rows, depending on what game it is. So it's really interesting, and she keeps posting on TikTok consistently and whatnot. So it's really fed into all her other social medias. I've been listening to a lot on like how to grow analytics and stuff, so I'm really excited to like start trying out all these different things and like pushing out so much different things. Because like, how can you learn how to do YouTube or how to do Twitch or how to do all these other platforms if you don't actually experiment? I think people are very scared to experiment and try things out. But it's like just bite the bullet and like try something different or try something new, or just start or just do it. And I think that's super important to do because once you get stale or once you do the repeated content, people are not as invested anymore. So that's why, for one, PewDiePie stayed relevant for so long because we know him way back when he was doing horror games, and that's when he first blew up. But now he's doing Reddit recaps and like meme review and like all these different things to adapt to what's currently trending at the moment. And obviously, he sets a lot of the trends as well. Yeah, such a strong influence.
Yeah, um I remember watching PewDiePie when he just did the horror games, and for me, didn't care for horror games. Like now, as in like I'm older, I'm like, yeah, those are funny to play, and people love watching them. But I didn't care for them. But I liked the way he played them,
Mm-hmm.
so I could just kind of stuck around throughout the years and watched him play different stuff. And now, like he'll be on his stream and he's just like vibing, reading Reddit, like yeah, like the Reddit stuff. I don't even know what it's called. The Reddit threads. I don't know the internet. And I'm just like, whoa. And he still has that same personality he had all those years ago. And I'm just like, it's wild.
Mm-hmm. To see, but he's adapted to a lot of the changes. So I think that's super important to have is just to continue to adapt and to learn and the algorithm always like changes every year. Like 1 year's views would get you more recommended, but now it's watch time, and now it's like it constantly shifts. So it's always being on your toes and learning and whatnot. So I think that's one thing to take away from this is always learn and always try new things. Because you never know. One thing might not stick, but the other thing might, You don't know. Just like,
Yeah.
and even this is like a personal project for me, but like I started podcasting with Auracast and I started hosting, and I was like, this is so much fun because I get to talk for an hour and I love talking. Like I would talk for an hour and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm having so much fun. But like, so then I just kept doing it because I'm like, I'm having fun. And then people liked it, I guess. People are really enjoying me babble on sometimes. It's just like fabulous. It's like, all right, I'll babble on for some time and whatnot. So people have really enjoyed it. So I really appreciate it. For anybody who like stuck out throughout this entire podcast as well, and any of the previous ones that we've done. I did for Spotify delete all the episodes for Orcast because I spent some pocket change on on the podcast and getting plugins and stuff set up to make it easier for me. But I did leave. I don't think the YouTube channel was deleted, so all the videos involving all the Aura United stuff are still up. So if you guys still want to go watch some of those as a good memory, we did it 3 months consistent strong. I'm very proud of us for doing that, to be honest. It's like really, really cool that because usually I'm not consistent at all, so it's really fun to see something that I really enjoy doing come back every single week. And even when I was away or planning to go away, we'd still like pre-record stuff before heading out. So it's really fun to do that. But so YouTube's still up, but I'm switching over the Spotify to our new podcast, so the Jack and Joe podcast, which is something new. So for the last 10 minutes, I think I want to talk about a little bit more about this podcast in the future with kind of like what I had in mind. So we have a Twitter account, which is going to be linked below, as well as a YouTube account with the clips. I'm going to be posting clips on there as well as full episodes every Sunday. I really like that schedule because I get to do the podcast stuff in the morning, and then I'd kind of schedule it and it would go up in the afternoon. So I really like that. So every Sunday, this is going to go up. I'm very excited. It's going to be so much fun. I might even like have like Danica do like a jingle for the beginning. I think that'd be so funny.
I think that'd be dope. I think that'd be cute too. Danny
Yeah.
sings very, very well, so I think she'd do a great job.
Yeah, wonderful lady as well. So I think I'm gonna have her do like a little jingle in the beginning, hopefully, and then and then bringing on like the same thing, kind of the vibe with Auracast is bringing on guests every week or people to talk to or whatnot, and having the different people involved because I really like differing opinions anyways. So yeah, I think that's the goal on that one. This was more of a serious podcast too, so I apologize. Not typically like this. It's just like the whole election thing's been like eating at me all week, and then like this whole DMCA shit that's been blowing up this week. So it's like dealing with like 10 elephants in the room, and then obviously Aura dissolving, I guess.
Dissolve is a very powerful word.
And the
Crumble
drama
is a
that
bit more
came along
accurate.
with it, and the people getting involved, and the
That was
garbage,
an
basically.
experience. Yeah, but I think like anything that could be said about Aura's are pretty much already been talked about. Clouds did a great job talking about it on his podcast and stuff, which was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, or the forecast. Sorry,
The forecast.
the forecast. Great, clever name actually.
It's really good. I don't remember who came up with it though. I know he did like a thing on Twitter where he had people recommend him names.
It might have, yeah, it might have been one of the people that voted it in or something. I don't know.
It was like American Idol, but for names.
It's American Idol, but for names. I love it.
Like, but with this podcast, I think honestly, what I'm most excited for is the fact that like we can be a lot less filtered. The whole not swearing thing picked me apart last time. Like with the Orcast, I hated it. I hated it so much.
Yep. But I think that's always something to pay attention to with brands and stuff. But like, I don't think I give a fuck. So with this one,
yeah, like obviously there's some lines you can't cross. But like, you know, if I slip up and swear or whatever, it's not like you're gonna strangle me. Be like, great, now I gotta bleep it out. I gotta cut the clip. You ruined a funny moment. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, Jackie. Please stop.
You ruined everything. Restart the whole podcast. But
I threw.
You threw?
I threw.
I'm sorry. But no, so I think this is gonna be a lot less filtered, which means I get to say some fucked up stories when I was a teenager and in college and all this dumb shit, and bringing on some wonderful guests and getting a bunch of people involved. And so I suggest if you want to keep up to date or want to get involved or in on the podcast, I suggest you follow our Twitter, because we'll make announcements on there if ever we're looking for people. And obviously clips in our YouTube are obviously, you're going to see this on YouTube, or if you're on Spotify, obviously linked, or you just look up Jack and Joe, it should be up by then. So it's a new path. Hopefully we get past 3 months this time.
I think we'll be fine. I think we can handle it.
My goal is for, if next year TwitchCon happens, is to do a couple live podcasts with us
I think
too.
those would be sick.
I can probably bring my mixer and like have an audio interface and a couple mics and stuff and have that set up in an Airbnb or something. I think that'd be so much fun.
I think people would love that.
Yeah, because then it's in real life, and then obviously like the vlogs and whatnot. I don't think that'll go on that channel, but I think that the whole content aspect is something that I really missed out this year. It's supposed to go. I'm still very sad, and I still talk about it on all the time because I'm very sad that I missed it, and I really wanted to go and meet everybody. But
I felt that one.
the really fuck thing is when everything went down, that would have been probably the weekend that. Oh no, it was not the weekend that TwitchCon would have happened. TwitchCon's in September. This is in October.
Yeah, TwitchCon would have already. Who knows? TwitchCon could have saved it.
TwitchCon could have saved it. God damn it.
Doubt it. Very much so.
But,
I was supposed to go this year as well, so it sucks.
Yeah, I wish we would have fallen through because then everybody would have been together and would have met up and stuff. I had my own Airbnb. No way am I bunking with all of you.
Come on, it was fun at the Dallas trip. It was a blast. Totally wasn't a struggle at all.
Oh, we should have a podcast just talking about the Dallas trip. We should have some of the people that went.
I think that would be sick. I think they would love to do that.
I think that should be the next one.
We've already talked about it, but there's some of us are meeting in December again. As of right now, it's for sure me, Dev, Aries, and obviously Mrs. Aries.
Mrs. Aries, Savannah.
And then the other guys, I'm not sure if they're going, but I know for sure Dev and I are gonna be. Asylum is gonna be there as well, but that's because Asylum lives like 20 minutes away from Aries or something like that.
Oh, so he's gonna come hang out.
Yeah, because Aries and Asylum have already met in person a few times, so I'm really excited for this one. Aries has been showing me some of the stuff we might get to do while there, so I'm pumped.
You're pumped, and this time you don't have cold showers and.
That was the handle was reversed. How were we supposed to know?
Okay, I think because I don't have the full story for Dallas and everything that happened. I've just heard snippets, so I'm very excited to get everybody on and start asking everybody questions about everything that went down.
It would be dope. That would be fantastic. That would be a lot of fun.
I think it was such a shit show in the beginning, and I was in the group chat because I wanted to talk content, but obviously when it dissolved and you guys left. When that whole situation happened and you guys left, I was literally texting Joseph while he was there, and I still feel so bad about it. I was having like a panic attack, and I was texting him about everything that was happening, and I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like beeping on my phone, freaking out, and that's when I decided, like, no way am I gonna own this fucking brand on my dead ass body. Absolutely not.
I remember like the biggest thing when all that was happening, me, Dev, and Aries before Aries had to leave because his wife got sick was don't read the chats. Don't do it.
Yeah,
you're just gonna be miserable.
Oops.
Every time the phone went off, we were like, I'd be like, hey yo, Dev, check leadership. And everybody else was like, what's going on? What's going on? I'm like, and that was as like you could tell a bunch of people were getting ready to leave. And we were trying to keep the mood like good. Oh, that was tough because we were like, dang, dude, like we were like, dang, we had a bad day. They had a bad day. No one's winning
so
this week.
over it. That whole week, I was just in calls from 9 a.m. to basically 10 p.m. or later. And like there was 3 days after, the whole situation went down where I was like, all right, I'm going to try and do my best. And then at the end of the week, I was like, I'm out.
Yeah,
I think at that point, I've navigated well enough for you guys to kind of get out unscathed. And I was like, I'm good. I'm off. I'm dipping. Like I was so over it.
I think what people don't realize is we were genuinely going to work on trying to rebrand and start over. But it got to the point where I feel like if the aftermath of it wouldn't have been as bad, it would have been manageable. But it was so bad, like everyone was so exhausted. I'm like, I'm just not willing to put that kind of work into something right now. I've got my own shit to worry about,
Yeah, exactly. So everybody took that decision, and then obviously that statement that came out yesterday or the day before saying that the Twitter account will be completely deleted, blah blah blah, and like people have been asking to buy that shit. Oh my fucking god, the absolute disrespect.
How much they offering though? Can we split it?
Yeah, seriously. But like, no, I think that shit needs to, in the most kindest of terms, burn the fuck down. So yeah. It's going out the window.
It's already pretty much burned up. We just need to.
I think the most important thing was family aspect for us, is just to stay together as a group. That was the most important thing to do. But other than that,
Yeah, like the team chat converted to just like a hangout, and everybody still hangs out. People still play video games,
Yeah,
all that
together.
fun stuff.
I own the Discord. We still mess around on the Discord. I might meme it and change it now that I'm owner and I can mess around with it now. Remove admin from people and start playing around with it.
Stop. I like being in charge. I like doing stuff. Aries, I don't
What
know
are
if you
you
saw the
doing in the
Aries.
Discord? Everybody just plays.
Listen, all right, don't judge me. All right, I'm a grown man. I'm
Okay.
like 30 years old.
All right. Well, I think that's been an hour now. That's
I
it.
think we're chilling.
Forget
I
it.
think
We're
this is the
wrapped.
most talkative I've been on a podcast, except
You
for the other one that was just you and me.
Because you're forced to talk to me now. You're forced to look me in the eyes and talk to me now. You can't hide behind the guests anymore.
Well, I don't know what to say. Well, that in like I know I'm really out there, and then so with the Orcast, I had to be super brand friendly. So I was just like,
Well, you don't have to be now.
well, like I liked it. Obviously, like I enjoyed it. If I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't have stayed on it. But now, I don't know. I'm feeling. It might be because maybe I slept like a normal person last night. I don't know.
That could also be it. Bro, I'm so fucking sad in Canada. When I get up to go to work, I got like 2 hours of sunlight, and then where I work, I have no windows. I go into like basically a cave. We got a couple lamps open. I hate the fucking fluorescent lights we have on because I get really bad migraines. So instead of like drugging me up on Tylenol, I just like put on these like soft orange lamps around the room, and then by the end of the day, so I get like maybe 2 hours of sunlight in the morning, maybe just one, because when I drive to work, and then I go home, and by the time I leave the office, it's dark shit already. I'm so fucking upset. I hate it in Canada, man. It gets so dark. At 5 p.m., it's gone. The sun's gone. Everything's gone. I'm just stuck.
Well, stop doing that.
I'm just stuck in a pit of despair in my cave at work.
That was dark. That was brooding and deep.
Yeah, I'm upset. I'm upset. This week has been hard at work too. My favorite coworker got fired.
You're next.
No, I'm useful. I'm the only French person in the office, so they can't fire me. I got them by the ball sack until they find somebody else.
Yeah. Just wait. They're gonna go to France and pick out one random guy and be like, "All right, you, come on, Jackie's getting annoying."
Yeah, but I like my job. It's not a huge problem at all. I don't, it pays my bills and shit, so I'm not complaining. But I think we'll end it here. I appreciate everybody listening or how far you've went. I hope this was somewhat informative in terms of the DMCA stuff. I'm sure there's going to be more stuff unveiling in the coming weeks about what the hell is going to be happening. I'm very worried. I'm not very confident like I was back in March. So I'm just kind of like manga-essing more than anything else and kind of questioning myself. Back in March, I was like, this is fine. Twitch will handle it. And then I looked deeper into it this past month. So I was like, Twitch does not have it. We're fucked. It's like
Twitch looking out for Twitch.
Twitch looking out. Jeff Bezos not even looking at Twitch right now. Doesn't even give a fuck. So we're stuck at the moment. So we're
Cyber Monday's coming up. He's busy.
Yeah, he's busy with Amazon. His shit's popping with online deliveries right now. Not surprised. Yeah. Absolutely. But all our socials are gonna be down below. You can check us out. Please subscribe to the YouTube and please follow the Spotify. We're gonna be posting every Sunday. I did not miss a single day when Oracast was a thing until it dissolved. And we'll do the same with this one. So it's going to be consistent. If you guys want us to talk about a certain subject or whatever it might be, or have our opinion on something, please comment. I don't mind. I love reading your comments. And all our socials are going to be below. So our own personal Twitter and whatnot. So you can find everything there. That's it. Bye!
Bye!